Beep beep, motherfucker. That was good. That was good. I left my house. That was fun. It's pretty rare. Well, hold on one sec, because Cam says that he cannot hear you. Can't hear anyone except for me. Let's try. Can one of you say something? Hey, for whatever reason, it decided to switch to default device, which should be correct, but is evidently not correct any longer.
But we are good now?
We are good now, and I see the little mixer volume thingy working. The only thing that they missed was all of it.
Yeah.
And all of it was about the Vikings, so who the fuck cares?
Right, pretty much.
Thanks, Kim.
Ryan's in a good mood. Vikings won something or another.
They didn't just win. They didn't just win. It was a fucking beatdown, dude. It was a lot of fun to watch. Justin Jefferson put up Madden numbers. Oh, it was awesome. It was so good.
In before the 1-11.
Yeah. Except there's more than 12 games. So.
Is there? I don't know. I was thinking of the numbers super low, but
yeah. All right, boys, we better dive into it. We got a busy episode ahead of us. We're going to talk about the D annual Disney event where they had a shit ton of announcements. Ubisoft Forward didn't really have a whole lot of announcements, but we'll talk about it anyways. And Sony's mad at Xbox, but you know, the normal shit. So, but we'll kick off the episode as we always do with a listener question from Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
What up, Jacob?
What up, Jacob?
And just remember, you can write in just like Jacob does, and we'll read your question on air. nerdidentitycrisis@gmail.com. Huh?
Unless it sucks.
Yeah, unless it sucks.
Now
or is political, then we won't read it.
We've read a lot of shitty questions before.
You remember Corn on the Cob? You remember that, Justin?
I'm waiting for him to come back. I'm waiting for him to come back with
sad.
I
miss it sometimes.
I don't miss the fuck, marry, kills.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm just gonna turn every one of Jacob's questions into fuck, marry, kill. Which celebrity animal would you fuck?
You're just gonna answer that question.
He's like Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
like in Dr. Dolittle, they would like put peanut butter in the horse's mouth to make it look like they're talking. You know?
Yeah.
This has already gone too far.
Yeah, we've crossed the line. Let's keep going. Jacob writes in and says, "Name a celebrity and their animal look-alike." This was hard. I couldn't really come up with anything good, so I picked the one everybody already talks about, which is lame. So hopefully you guys got something better. Adam, tradition dictates you answer first. What do you got?
When I read the question, the first thing that popped in my mind was Mick Jagger, like doing his like chicken dance with like a chicken behind him, just kind of like doing his like dance thing, and I just imagine like a chicken right there next to him.
So Mick Jagger and a chicken.
Yep.
I like it. Very nice. Justin, what do you got?
Adrian Brody and a Lazula monkey.
Lazula monkey.
Spell Lazula monkey.
Lesula.
That's not at all how I spelled that. And then who's the?
Oh my god, you're
who's
right.
the person? Who's the
Adrian
Holy
Brody.
shit! That's kind of creepy, a little bit. That's fucked up. Okay, it's a little creepy. It's a little creepy, actually. I don't like it. Crossed into weird territories. Josh, you all right, Adam? You gonna be okay?
That's just really good.
Oh shit, Josh, what do you got?
This is one that everyone knows, so it could be yours even. But if you've ever Google searched Wilford Brimley cat,
Yes, that's true.
Wilford Brimley and that cat look fucking identical. And let's be honest, that cat also has the diabetes.
Clearly.
So.
Diabetes, right?
Diabetes.
Okay.
It's because of the mustache.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, that cat was also in The Thing. You know, weird coincidence.
Yes, as a stunt double, or
no, one of the creatures that the aliens inhabit. You know, they had sled dogs and that one cat that looked like Wilford Brimley. Did no one remembers that part?
I don't remember that part. No.
That is, in fact, the only movie I can think of that has Wilford Brimley in it. And every time I watch it, I go, "Oh shit, that's Wilford Brimley! I forgot he was an actor." I only knew him from my entire childhood. I only knew him from the diabetes commercial.
Still kicking? You think he's still kicking?
No, he's dead. He's dead. He died in
from
the
diabetes?
early 2000s. Probably complications related to it.
Fair enough. Mine is just Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a horse, and that's the god honest truth. And that one's all over the place, but I could not, for the life of me, think of a better answer than that. So
I googled.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's too." It's like the best one because the one that you said also, like that's the one that I always think of, but I wanted something else.
Right, that's fair. Yeah, that was the best answer, Justin. You win this round. I guess Google kind of wins this round.
Yeah.
Thanks, other people on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Thank you very much for the question, Jacob. We appreciate it. Let's move on to what are we playing now? Josh, why don't you kick us off this week? What have you been playing?
Not a whole lot, to be totally honest. I did not turn the Steam Deck on. I didn't really even play a whole lot of Genshin. I had other hobby shit that I was doing, working on the 3D printer, painting some stuff. Was telling Justin I took a fencing class, so I did that instead of gaming, and that, like I said, kind of left my house, which is a rarity. But
where was that at?
So there's a fencing school club thing in Iowa City. I couldn't really tell you where it was because I don't know Iowa City that well, but yeah, there's like a fencing school there. So I took a beginner's foil. So there's foil, epee, and saber, and it was a beginner foil. But think about maybe doing that again on one of these Saturdays. They have like that was like a learn what fencing is and get spar a little bit, and then there's an actual like classes on Saturday morning. So might keep doing it. It was pretty fun. If anyone gets a chance.
Interesting. Huh. I don't know I'd be any good at that. I doubt it. Strongly doubt it.
I think we all would be terrible because it is a skill you have to actually learn. You can't. I don't know that anyone is just naturally good at it the first time that they pick one up.
It's not just swinging a sword around.
Yeah, and in fact, if you swing a sword around, you're gonna get owned. But it's only downside it is a lot of work. It is a surprising amount of work. And then you wear like 7 layers so that you don't accidentally get stabbed. And I was so hot. It was like 1 billion degrees, moving up and down and trying to like parry and riposte and whatever. It was so hot. When I left, it was like raining outside, and it was the best feeling. I may have just like stood out there in the rain a little bit, just like that way. when I walked into the gas station shortly thereafter, they assumed it was rain I was covered in and not sweat.
Yeah, there you go.
It was both. It was both.
I like it. Well, that's cool. That sounds like you actually did something interesting with your life, which none of us really ever do. So that's exciting. I like it.
It's a little
Wow.
extreme. I don't disagree, but it's extreme.
Yeah.
Quite presumptuous of you, Ryan.
A little bit. All right, well, very cool. Adam, what do you got? What have you been playing?
Not much. Justin and I played some Marauders because they're doing some like tech tests here and there this week for like odd hours and days. It's bizarre, but gotta play that a little bit. Played some RimWorld here and there. Randomly played Destiny 2 before the podcast, trying to see what was up with that, and the like intro story thing was taking forever. And I was just like, fuck this. This is taking too long. I quit. And I'm like, you're going to lose all your progress. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. I guess I probably won't be playing this again, but we'll see. But
It was that bad?
it wasn't bad. It was like really
long.
good. It's Destiny 2. It's a very satisfying shooter. But yeah, that beginning thing was just fucking long. I was like, oh my God, this keeps going. Like, you get to like a no die zone or whatever, you get through that. I'm like, all right, sweet, it's gonna be done here soon. It's like, nope, keep on going.
Oh.
Do even more, and then there's another like kill zone area that you can't respawn in, and I died a couple times in there, and I'm just like, I can't do this. This is getting too long.
Fair enough.
If you do keep playing it, I think Tyler still plays. So
a bunch of people I've seen have been like replaying it because obviously there was something big that came out with it, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, they've had like a ton of free DLCs and paid DLCs, and it's probably nowhere near the game I remember playing at launch. Probably very different. Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, that's all right. That's not something I need to go back to. Well, that's cool. Very nice. Justin, what have you been playing?
So yeah, played that Marauders, which I'm surprised you didn't tell the story, Adam. I thought that was we were playing and
You can tell the story.
we had I think it was our first round going in, and all I had was I just went in naked. So I picked up the starter pistol that was in our ship. Adam had a bit of a kit, and we come in and we start looting, and all of a sudden we hear the door, and I'm like, "Do you hear that?" And he's like, "That sounds like it's where we just came from." And so all of a sudden, then someone like the door opens and there's 4 people, and we ended up taking them all down.
Nice.
I had just my pistol, but yeah, we
That's
blasted
awesome.
all of them, and that was a fun first foray back in Marauders.
It's so weird though, because it was like the same airlock that we just came in with our ship, and so you have your own card to get back in there, and so it's weird that another ship was coming in that same
Never had that
airlock.
happen.
We've never seen that happen.
Oh, interesting. Well, kudos. Very nicely done.
Is it supposed to happen, or was it like a glitch?
I don't know. I feel like it was a glitch because I don't think you're supposed to be able to have the same.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard the story,
everyone has their own like dock. Essentially, is how I thought it works.
I've never seen it happen to us before.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah, when I first heard the story, I just kind of thought you both boarded the same ship at the same time. I didn't realize it was the same airlock even. It's like, okay, well, what's
unless
docked
somehow
there?
Well, no, because it would have said breach if like all these guys breached our ship or something. So it's not like
There's no way 4 people were on our ship and
right. I know.
Like, they would have killed us.
It had to have been a weird glitch.
Interesting. Sounds like a fun glitch though.
It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that we both survived.
They probably did not expect that at all. They're like, "Oh shit!"
No,
you felt like a badass afterwards. John Wick. Feel like John Wick a little bit.
My shooting wasn't quite that good, but I did have good shooting for a pistol. I think I only killed one of the 4, but I definitely hit at least 2, if not 3 of them.
Very nice. Very nice.
But then also played some Rocket League with Cam.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we randomly pulled that out. A new season started like the day before we hopped on, and the car of the season is a Civic Type R. So we were like, we got to get on there. And I had enough points, so I scooped up the season without having to spend any money.
There you go.
I'm almost level 300, which is absolutely ridiculous for how much I play that game.
Right.
And I think we won 7 or I think we only lost 1 or 2 games out of the 8 to 10 we played. So we had a good go at it. And then played several levels of that Midnight Fight Express, and that is an absolute ball. Any of you guys need a game to check out on Game Pass? Did you end up downloading it, Ryan?
I downloaded it. I have not played it.
What was it called?
It's like Midnight Fight Express. It's like a super fast-paced, third-person, cyberpunk-esque. The cyberpunk is maybe pushing it, but you're like the story kind of takes you through. Like you start out in interrogation room with the cops, and then it's you going through the story, and as you level up, you can unlock new clothing and stuff, but also after every level you get a point that you can put into your abilities, which just make the combat even more. This game would be nothing if the combat weren't as smooth as it is. Like it's so fucking satisfying. You can just chain after chain if you hit your buttons right, and it's super fun.
Nice.
Music is fun. It's a good game, especially each map takes like 5 minutes, so it's a nice one to be able to pop in and just absolutely demolish some people, and then if you need to go, you can. And then last but not least, shit ton of Torn. Still, we got there's an event going on that is elimination, and there's I believe 10 teams in the elimination, and there's like 300 people in each, and it goes on for like fucking 15 days or something ridiculous. But basically, each team has a certain amount of tickets, and whoever has the least amount of tickets every 30 minutes loses a life, and each team has 50 lives. And so it just randomly put everyone that wanted to play in teams.
Okay.
And so the majority of the game is for me right now is like doing a bunch of damage and then doing things to put myself in the hospital or flying so I can't be touched. But you basically, I don't know. I don't know that I would ever do it again, but I'm doing it right now because you can get some merits, which give me permanent upgrades for later. But it's hectic, dude. It is so. I've gotten, I think, 7 merits already, just combat related from this time. Like, I've probably attacked more people in 2 days than I almost have in my entire Torn career.
Very nice.
It's very nutty, but yeah, it's as far as merits go, I'm getting a lot, so it's been interesting.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what
Very
I've been
nice.
playing. Yeah.
All right. I'm playing some more Skyrim. Still putting time into that. I think I'm gonna find a way to just finish it because I never have. So I'm gonna do it this time. I'm determined. And I start living the bachelor life tomorrow. So my wife goes for training in Des Moines for a new job. So I'll be living the bachelor life for the rest of the week. So I got plenty of time to game. I'm just gonna knock it out.
We
Then
should play something that's on Game Pass together.
Well, we talked about maybe next week doing a stream of TMNT. I think that would be fun.
My laptop could handle that.
There you go. So maybe we could do that next week. But yeah, I'm down for playing something this week too. You guys just let me know. So
I'll game a bit tomorrow, and I've got Thursday to game.
Okay, fair enough. And then I just randomly got the itch to play Final Fantasy IX, so I downloaded it again on my Switch, playing through Final Fantasy IX, having a good time. I'm discovering I'm having a really hard time finishing games on the Switch, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know how many games I've actually completed off the Switch. Where, like, on console, I finish games all the time, so that's kind of weird. But
I haven't beat any on my Switch.
yeah,
ever.
I don't know. It's just
less than 5 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know if it's a handheld. I don't know what it is, but weird. And then my pick of the week. This was, were it not for the fact that Elden Ring is such a genre-defining masterpiece of a game, this would have been my game of the year so far because it took me totally by surprise. It's on Game Pass. It is called Immortality. It is an FMV game. Stay with me. I've never played an FMV game before, ever. So it never was even on I saw it pop up on Game Pass under new games, and I just clicked on it, and I was like, oh, FMV, and I immediately clicked out. Like, I didn't even look into it. And then I started seeing shit on Twitter of everybody like, oh my god, this Immortality game. Holy shit, this Immortality game. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll give it a shot. So I played for about 45 minutes, and then I stopped because I was like, this is a game I want to play with Constance. So I strongly recommend Justin, play with Marissa. Adam, play it with Kat. Josh, get yourself a piece of ass or go over to one of their houses.
What is it?
Huh? What do you mean, what is it?
Like, I know you said FMV, but like horror.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm gonna be very careful in how I describe this game. So first of all, playing with she doesn't give a shit about video games. First of all, she does not care. She's not a gamer, but she got so fucking into it. We both did. So it's a mystery horror supernatural. I don't know how much I want to say.
Super vague.
But it's a super basic game. Essentially, you're watching these movie clips, and you're
It's a choose your own
piecing
adventure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because that's
You're
what most
piecing.
FMV games are. It's like you watch videos and then you have like options of where to go with that.
Okay,
Is that not the
it's
case?
not really that. It's not
Okay.
really that. So you're piecing these pieces of this film together. So it's about this actress lady. I can't even say that. Fuck. So you're trying
Just
to
just stop and like
yeah.
yeah.
You're trying to figure out what
Check it
happened
out.
to this person.
Should I read the description on Steam?
You can. I don't know. I haven't read it, but I don't know how much it'll give away. Even the game trailer didn't really give anything away. So, but you kind of realize as you're playing, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be, and then it fucking takes off. Really good. It's like I bet we beat it in 5 hours, so it's not super long. It's not like a huge game. Maybe a little over 5 hours, but yeah, I played like 45 minutes, and then I restarted the whole thing when she got home. Super good. Incredible story. How it all kind of pieces together. It's not gameplay heavy. Okay, it's an FMV game, so it's super basic. There's not a lot required of you to play the game. This is just one of those games. I just want you to trust me. Just trust me and play it. Just start it. You'll be really happy you did. Huh?
Okay.
Nothing.
What was that?
It's just
Don't watch the.
I'll give it a shot.
Honestly, I watched the trailer, Justin, and I had the same thought. I was like, no, well, I don't even know why, but then I was like, I'll try it, and super surprised. Like I said, Justin, I think you'll have more fun if you play it with Marissa, because she'll get into it like Constance did probably, where it's like, oh, go back and do this. Oh, check this out. Oh, do this. So, just trust me. Just do it. Just trust me. Or fuck me and don't. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. Just tell me to go fuck myself and never touch it. However you want to play it.
I'm not gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
That's a different stream entirely.
Right. So that's also my pick of the week. That's also my pick of the week. Very, very good game. So, okay. So that wraps up. What are we playing now? We got some news to talk about, gentlemen. So let's get into it. Number one, Microsoft's Phil Spencer has promised that Call of Duty will be a multi-platform game for the next 3 years, and Sony's Jim Ryan is not happy about it. In a statement made to GamesIndustry.biz, Ryan said in part, quote, Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines that principle, end quote. With Xbox purchasing Activision Blizzard, the company now has the upper hand with exclusive games over their biggest competition. I got a lot of thoughts on this one, but I want to throw it to you guys first. Josh, you want to kick us off? What do you make of all this?
So I gotta say, just because of the amount of absolute shit that you've been giving Justin for his computer being broken, I do have to point out that, oh, it's shocking, this game is gonna come out on a system I have, the PC, that plays everything. Yeah. It's great. As soon as PlayStation starts releasing things on PC, then, really, I don't need either system. That's going to be great. Right. So I do got to point that out, that most likely all of those things are also going to come out on Windows as well, because it's Microsoft.
Oh, for sure.
So I have to just, dig into you a little bit because of that. But honestly, I'm a little surprised that they would do it, since it's so much money. But the last Call of Duty I played was Ghost, and I'd rather hurl myself into a wood chipper than play Ghost again. And that, I know that it is a strong statement, and it probably depends on the size of wood chipper, but that game sucked ass. So much ass. And I'm like, I'm sure there have been better Call of Duty since, but it just kind of seems like the same game every single year. And it's kind of like the FIFAs, and it's kind of like the 2Ks, and kind of like the Maddens, where I'm like, do I really want to keep buying this game every year for it to only be marginally different than the last one? Right. So I don't have an Xbox. I don't have a PlayStation, like any of the new ones, I should say. So this affects me zero. I'm surprised that they would do it money-wise, but I don't really give a shit, to be totally honest. It's not a shocking move from a exclusivity, just from a, that's a lot of money they're throwing away.
That's fair. Okay, fair enough. Adam, what do you got on this?
You're muted, buddy.
Well, that's not helpful. I said it sucks to suck, Sony.
Yeah.
I mean, they had exclusivity for lots of other things. I mean, it's coming around, and it's like, really, how much money are we really talking? Like, how many people are actually playing Call of Duty on PlayStation that are like the crazy people getting it all over? I mean, to Josh's point, it's going to be all over other platforms. I think those people that are the hardcore shooters are not playing it on PlayStation.
Right.
So,
right.
Does suck that they're giving them. I mean, at least they're giving them 3 years. Gives you 3 years to figure out your own new FPS IP. Good luck, have fun.
That's crazy. There's like fucking no FPSs on PlayStation. Like, there's no
Killzone, or what was it? Or wasn't that their like weird
Killzone game?
Isn't that what it was called? Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
that was their original FPS, and it was terrible.
There's nothing. There's no exclusive first-person shooters on PlayStation. There's none. So, Resistance: Fall of Man, which we haven't seen in forever. That was another one, but fuck, I don't. I think the third one came out on PS3, so that's been a long fucking time. Jesus.
So I just googled. I just googled their sales numbers for. Oh, what is this? Call of Duty Vanguard, whichever one that is.
Sure.
And PS5 was 41% of sales. PS4 was 29%. Xbox One was 19%. And Xbox Series X and S were 11%. So a vast majority.
Play on PlayStation.
70% of the sales were on PlayStation.
Right.
But how many of that percentage wished it was on PC? And
aren't they on PC?
I don't know.
I thought they were. Like, Black Ops was back in the day.
Well, then where's the PC numbers on that then?
This
Call of Duty is on PC because I played Warzone and stuff.
Sure.
I have played it on PC.
Yeah,
I think
that makes sense.
This article is primarily geared towards the console wars, so I don't actually know like PC numbers, but
because you see the pie in consoles like 7% or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Everything else is PC.
Yeah.
Justin, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I agree with Huff. I just don't know why they would alienate part of the community, and you're obviously going to miss out on a lot of money opportunity. And I get wanting to, have exclusives, but Call of Duty has been a multi-platform game for so long that you're going to have a lot of diehard fans, and you're just basically pooping on their faces.
Fair enough.
Just
Fair enough.
big old
saran wrapping it, and then
yeah, exactly. Saran wrap around the poop, big dump on the face, saran wrapped it in.
I don't know. Like, I think that's a weird image. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Adam, for taking it an extra step further.
I just feel like I do think it's a shitty thing to do. Like, kind of. I think it's a shitty thing to do. On the same token, here's my biggest takeaway from this. Let's say the roles were flipped, right? And Sony acquired Activision Blizzard. You fucking telling me they wouldn't pull that shit to exclusive immediately? Immediately. There would be no 3-year window if Sony had acquired Activision Blizzard.
Well, they have agreements. According to this, they have like signed agreements, so they probably are legally required to do the 3 years.
Once that's over, they say fuck you. There's no.
Oh yeah.
Do you recall? Sony has the rights to Spider-Man. Square Enix's game Marvel's Avengers came out on both systems. Do you remember which ones you could play Spider-Man on? Which one you couldn't play Spider-Man on? You remember that? You think there's a reason for that? Maybe. You think there's a reason? Like, if you want to fucking come out here and say this shit and be all butthurt, Jim Ryan, I know he's freaking out because that's gonna be a huge loss of revenue for Sony. Huge loss of revenue for Sony. But fucking, if you're gonna come out and say this shit, release the entire Uncharted series on Windows right now. Do it. If you think people should be able to play it, if you think people should be able to play on whatever they want to play on, put your fucking money where your mouth is. Do it. Release your shit on other platforms. Like, put Uncharted out on PC. Give it to Xbox. Like, don't fucking be all butthurt because the fucking. I'm just saying, man. I think the writing's on the wall at this point. Like, Microsoft has a fucking stranglehold. Like, can you imagine if they're like, yeah, after 3 years, Call of Duty will no longer be on Sony, will no longer publish on PlayStation platforms. That new Skyrim game or the new Elder Scrolls, yeah, we're gonna keep that one too. Oh, the next Fallout game, we're also gonna keep that one too. Like, the next time you have a console generation lapse and there's a new release of new consoles, Xbox will outsell PlayStation for sure. Like, they have a fucking stranglehold. And that's why Jim Ryan's freaking out. But on the same token, don't bitch about Microsoft doing the exact same fucking thing you would do. Because you goddamn well know if they bought Activision Blizzard, it would be a Sony exclusive. It hands down would be a Sony exclusive.
I just kind of disagree with your thing on it being like bringing Uncharted into this, because that's always been an exclusive. I get what you're saying, but the Call of Duty series have never been an exclusive on any of them. So
because it was a third party, and now no longer is.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that. I think it would be a shitty move to.
Do you think Microsoft has an obligation to keep it on PlayStation?
No, I think they have an obligation to the gaming community.
Yeah.
But not
their gaming community.
I mean, even with cross-platform, allowing it on multiple consoles, you're still going to allow the game to be played and have a bigger community by having it on more. So you're going to have more people to play with regardless of what system it's on.
Absolutely.
So that's a healthy environment.
Yeah. But if you want to put somebody out of business, this is the way to do it.
I mean, you'll
I
never
won't say
put
put out
Sony
of
out of
business. Yeah,
business.
but Sony could become the new Nintendo, where they're just, hey, we're only gonna do our own thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, would you, Josh, Adam, you got any thoughts on that?
So I do agree with Justin that I mean, it's a dick move, but I would say that it is a little different to pick like an in-house Sony thing that has always been exclusive. I think it's not necessarily apples to apples; it's a little apples to oranges. But I also think that Sony kind of is pretty cutthroat, and I do although they shouldn't do that, I still think they would. I think they would make it exclusive,
Absolutely.
just because I mean, it's Sony. That being said, I was thinking while you were talking that, so they are trying to bring God of War and Spider-Man, and stuff to PC, and there's like a very tiny part of me that's like, what if this fucks over their plan? That they're like, well, fuck you guys then. We're gonna. Sure, we've already announced and worked on God of War and Spider Man. No more. That's it.
Yeah. Right.
And because they are bringing Sony exclusive games to PC, they literally are doing that. And so this is a little bit of a kick to the dick from Microsoft. Like, you're bringing your games to our system, one of our systems at least, and not returning the favor. But
yeah, I don't know. Adam, you got anything else to add?
No.
Okay, fair enough. All
Call
right.
of Duty. I mean, who cares at this point?
I don't give a shit about Call of Duty, and
blows my mind that like it's still a thing, kind of like the Maddens and like the whatever, like year to year to year, and it just blows my mind.
Right. And I've said this before numerous times. I don't have any skin in this game. I have every platform, so it's not like I'm fucking a diehard Xbox fan or anything. Like, I can play on whatever console I want, so I'm not like picking a side here. I just think it's a little hypocritical of Jim Ryan to say that shit. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with it, but we'll see if Xbox changes their mind. Maybe they can talk them out of it. I don't know. Maybe they can make it worth their while, a little more lucrative for them. Who knows? Because it'll. And honestly, the best case scenario, if we're all being honest with ourselves, is 3 years from now, nobody gives a fuck about Call of Duty anymore. That would be great, but it's probably not going to happen. So
fingers
I doubt
crossed.
it. Right? All right, let's move on. Number 2. So Disney held their annual D23 event with some announcements for Marvel and Star Wars fans. So I kind of broke this up into 3 categories with really a 4th. They did some Disney stuff too. We got a new trailer for Willow. Christian Slater is joining the cast. So yeah, new trailer for Willow, which is pretty sweet. But so we'll kick it off with Star Wars. We got a new trailer for Mandalorian Season 3, trailer for the upcoming Andor series, confirmed Bad Batch is getting a 2nd season, and announced a new series called Tales of the Jedi, which will be an animated show that focuses on various Jedi. So there was some, like, closed door stuff, too, apparently, that they showed people. You were not allowed to have, like, recording devices or anything. So apparently some people who were there got, like, first looks at Ahsoka and stuff like that, but obviously we didn't get to see any of that stuff. So Justin, as probably the only other kind of big Star Wars fan here, what do you think? You said you're not going to watch the trailer for Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah, I didn't watch trailers for any of these. I didn't think Bad Batch, like I thought I read somewhere that was getting canned, so that must have just been an incorrect rumor. I actually need to finish it. I think I have 2 episodes left of Bad Batch, but I did like what I had seen. Part of the reason that I stopped was I haven't even finished Clone Wars yet, so because a lot of those characters are from that, so
Oh, gotcha.
I felt like I need to almost go back, but that's such a fucking undertaking. Um, I obviously am super stoked for Mandalorian season 3. The 2nd season was phenomenal. I liked the Mandalorian pieces that were in Boba Fett series as well. So
yeah, hell yeah.
That
Those
was
are kind of the only episodes worth watching, in my opinion. But I'm just saying.
I thought you said you enjoyed the
Wow.
ending of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
Yeah, because the Mandalorian was.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but yeah.
I
get it.
do
Yeah.
feel like they should have called it Mandalorian season 2.5 because that's kind of what it was. Like, I didn't really give a shit about the Boba Fett side of it. Like, it was entertaining, but it wasn't like, I don't know. It was much more interesting when Mando popped in. So
Fair.
yeah,
That is fair.
yeah,
It was confusing, honestly. It was a little jarring for like a little bit, and then I'm like, it's just gonna keep going. Okay, this is just gonna
yeah.
keep going. This is the episode. All right, interesting. Like I was almost confused. Like had to pause. Like
Right.
did something flip? Like
Right.
I'm confused.
Right. Oh shit. By the way, your text was confused me. I think I just read it wrong because you said new season or new trailer for Mandalorian season 3 came out. Probably not gonna watch it though. And I was like, why wouldn't he watch Mandalorian season 3? I thought he loved the fucking show. So, but then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, the trailer. And it's just because kind of like how I am with Callisto Protocol. You know you want to watch it, so you don't want any spoilers. You just want to watch the show, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Anything excited about Andor at all?
Yes, but again, it's something I'm not going to watch. Did they say when Mando season 3 was going to come out?
I don't think they did.
Because I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I feel like we were just talking about it. But I got the notification that Hulu is going to raise their prices,
Yeah, they
and
are.
I'm a little annoyed with all of them. So I was thinking about canceling all of these series and then waiting for a few to just release all of the
And then
episodes.
binge. Yeah.
Binge for a month and then drop them all again. Because I mean, there's definitely months where I don't even touch some of the services, so it doesn't
Right.
make sense to keep them active all the
Yeah, that's
time.
fair.
They have them perfectly like spaced apart. You know, like a couple months apart from each other, and then you got these couple months of you're like, why do I even have this shit?
And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is back. All right, fair enough. Adam, any of this do anything for you?
I'm kind of with Justin. Like, I didn't want to spoil any of it because I know I'm gonna want to watch Mando, and like when they do those trailers, it's gonna spoil like tons of stuff. The Andor series thing looks interesting. I'm kind of really interested about the Jedi animated series. Again, I didn't watch any trailers of it, so I didn't know if it's like all gonna be the same animation style the whole way through,
Yeah.
or
So,
okay, got it.
from what they
For
said,
some reason in my mind, I was thinking like the Animatrix, where it was like all these different
right?
artists like doing
Yeah.
different stories, and I thought that would have been like really fun and creative. But
It sounds like they're going to be standalone stories, but like
mhm.
Dave Filoni, who was the mastermind behind the season finale of Mando season 2, one of the most brilliant episodes in TV history, they said this is like this series will be like his magnum opus. Like this is what he's a diehard Star Wars nerd, and this is what he's always wanted to make is an animated series just about various Jedi stories. So I think that sounds dope.
Well,
So,
just thinking about the ending of season 2 just gave me goosebumps again.
right.
So if he can do that for a second time, even remotely close to that level of
Right.
feels, I'll be impressed.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm guessing you didn't do Bad Batch or anything, Adam?
No, I never did catch that one. That one looks interesting, definitely on the radar. Just never got around to watching it.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I never did either. So, all right, Josh, what about you?
So
Our biggest Star Wars fan.
to save myself spoilers, I did not watch the Mando season 3 trailer or season 2 of Mando or the end of season 1 of Mando. Just saving myself spoilers here. No, I didn't finish Mando or watch Boba Fett. Bad Batch doesn't even sound familiar to me. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Couldn't care less, to be totally honest. But I am happy for all of the Star Wars nerds that this is dope. The animated series sounds sweet, but that I have no skin in this game really.
Fair enough.
I think I
I'm
will.
curious what that animated will be like. It's
Mhm.
like, is it gonna almost like what was it, the What If or whatever, where it's
Marvel's What
obviously
If,
not
yeah.
What If, but like just individual one episode per Jedi, just to kind of get more about them. I think that could be kind of cool.
I would love that.
Yeah,
because
I'm curious to see.
I like the books because there's so many interesting characters that people have written into the Star Wars universe, and you get to see fuck all of them. And none of them in like the movies or anything.
Yeah.
And so like I think having individual like stories, there's so much depth in the Star Wars universe that is not the movies or the shows currently. So
yeah,
that sounds dope.
Right. I agree. Yeah, so I did watch the Mandalorian season 3 trailer. I'm not gonna fucking say anything, obviously, but it doesn't really give a whole lot away. But because it was more of a teaser rather than a trailer, I think.
If
Like
that's the case, I might watch it then.
It's a lot of stuff you've already seen before in a montage a little bit. You know what I mean? Like from 1 and 2. I mean, there's a little bit of stuff in there, but it's just like a hype thing. I think that's really all it was. So, Bad Batch I never watched. Andor I'm really excited for. If it's like a spy thriller, kind of like they're setting it up to be, set in the Star Wars universe, I think that sounds fucking cool, man. Like that could be really awesome. So, I'm really excited for that one. And Tales of the Jedi I think will be really cool. I'm excited to see that. So, um, so that was Star Wars. So Marvel, we got a trailer for Secret Invasion starring Samuel L. Jackson, which I didn't see because I think that was a behind closed doors one too.
When I checked IMDb, they had it and it was meh. It was okay.
Did it really show anything? I guess I figured. Full lineup for the Thunderbolts, which is actually gonna be kind of cool. I think you got Ghost, who's in Ant-Man and the Wasp. You have U.S. Soldier, who's in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. You got who else is in it? Oh, the fucking David Harbour from Stranger Things. His character in Black Widow, he's in it, and then you got the Winter Soldier's in it, and then Yelena, Black Widow's sister, she's in it, played by Florence Pugh, who's fucking gorgeous. And then you've got there was one more, and I can't remember. God damn it! I feel like I should know that. Anyways, so we got the lineup, no trailer or anything. They announced a director for Fantastic Four, but no cast, which somebody doctored an image that went viral, and it was totally a fake, but it went everywhere, and everybody thought they had confirmed the casting, but they have not. They teased Daredevil, which Charlie Cox and Vincent, I don't know how to say his last name, D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin. Yeah, they took the stage and talked about it, which is exciting. I'm a little nervous. Like, I was hoping the whole cast would be back, like Foggy and Karen Page, but it doesn't sound like that's going to be the case. So, I don't know. Black Panther Wakanda Forever got a behind the scenes trailer, and The Marvels, which kind of has a weird sounding synopsis a little bit, like 3 superheroes randomly change places constantly every time they use their powers. I don't know about that. But there was an interesting interview I saw on the red carpet event or whatever with Brie Larson, and they asked her like, "Are you excited to be back playing Captain Marvel?" She's like, "I don't know if I am going to be back playing Captain Marvel. Nobody's asked me." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay, maybe she'll be done after this. Who knows?"
Beautiful.
But anyway, so lots of Marvel
wait
stuff.
for that.
Yeah, right. Lots of Marvel stuff. Adam, this do anything for you?
I guess you didn't talk about the World War II game potentially. That sounded kind of interesting.
That's the next segment in the video games.
Oh, well, then no, the like movies and show things, no.
You don't give a shit. No.
I mean, Secret Invasion like piqued my interest a little bit. I mean, the the trailer doesn't give much.
A cool
But I
storyline.
mean, it's Samuel L. Jackson, and like he's always fun and entertaining, and like I like his character, so I'll probably watch that. But
yeah,
the other stuff, nah, not really. Like Thunderbolts will be funny because Paul Rudd's in it, and then that's all I care about. So
yeah, that's right.
I mean, let's be real. That's like the best part is Paul Rudd. So
oh yeah, then they had a behind the scenes or behind closed doors Ant-Man Quantumania scene too. So that's filling in.
yeah, just put him in everything. It'll be great.
Right, it'll be good. So, Josh, how about you?
I also don't really care. Secret Invasion was a fantastic comic book series.
Yes.
So if they can do half as good in the show, it should be sweet.
Do you know how many like fucking cameos they're gonna have to pull it off?
Well, that's what the thing is. It is wide ranging in the universe. Like there are implications with that storyline that are huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've seen people tackle like big storylines and not really do anything with them. So the one thing that I would also like to have, I would like them to have lots of characters, lots of impact. But the one thing I don't want is them to just throw in characters because they existed in the comic book, even though they have no reason to be there in the show. There actually needs to be a reason for them to be there, and it's not just like, look at this person in costume, like, ooh, like, spoilers.
You talking about Howard the Duck?
Yes, yes, exactly.
If it's just like, well, that could be a spoiler. Never mind. But I know what you're saying. Like, if it's just, here's this person, but not really this person, you know what I mean? Then it's gonna be like, that's dumb.
Yeah, and so if done correctly, this could be amazing. If done incorrectly, it could be pretty painful. So hoping for the best. Samuel L. Jackson, just sweet in general. So like no concerns there.
Can't really go wrong with him.
Right.
Yeah. And I haven't watched like any of the shows on. I don't have Disney Plus out, so anything that's on Disney Plus, I haven't seen any of that shit. So I have
Honestly,
no skin in this game.
If you look at the Disney Plus series that have come out for Marvel, the only one I really, really enjoyed was WandaVision. Otherwise, I feel like the rest were okay, and some of them were just bad.
I need to watch that one still.
Want to see
I thought What If
WandaVision.
was really, really good. I liked What If.
Yeah,
a lot.
I liked What If as well.
And I know everyone disliked Moon Knight, but I'm just a huge Moon Knight fan, so I liked
Moon Knight.
I want to see it.
It was just boring.
Yeah, it was fucking boring. Yeah.
I liked it. It just sucked. But
shit.
So
yeah, fair enough. Justin, any of this do anything for you?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on. Finally, in video game news, we got our first look via a teaser trailer for Amy Hennig's new studio Skydance Media's Marvel game with an untitled Captain America and Black Panther game set in World War II. Marvel's Midnight Suns got a new release date of 12/2. Not much else was shown. So what's interesting, the games that everybody was really waiting for, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, it was like in a little sizzle reel at the end, and that was all they showed. And it's like, okay, that's what we actually wanted to see, but that's fine. All right. But I will say, Marvel's Midnight Suns I'll probably play. It's not like something I'm super looking forward to. But Amy Hennig running a Captain America Black Panther game sounds like my cup of tea, and I'm fucking excited for that. Josh, we'll start off with you on this one.
I mean, it sounds pretty interesting. I will need to see more to be hyped.
Just cinematic, yeah.
Just cinematic, and y'all know how I feel about cinematic trailers. So my hype level is low, but it has the possibility of being dope.
Yeah.
And so adding it to my radar, I guess. But we'll see.
Okay, Justin.
Yeah, I'm the same. Without any gameplay, I don't have any big oomph there, and I don't know that I've played a Marvel game, anyways.
Yeah,
Ever.
maybe not.
When is
Spider-Man's worth it, but
the last
one day
Marvel
I'll
game?
probably play that.
Yeah, if it's on deep sale or something. Adam, you kind of brought this up a little bit earlier. What do you think?
I think the premise sounds great.
Yeah.
And I mean, to your point, I want to see gameplay before I get like super hyped. But if I can chuck a shield at like a Nazi and smack him in the head, that sounds great. Like, I mean, does anyone else think that sounds like super
Right,
fun?
fuck
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
for
don't
sure,
know.
for sure.
Or bounce off multiple and then come back and like, hell yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
it sounds like a good premise, especially because that gets glossed over a lot, like in montage and stuff like that. But like that's really where Captain America like became Captain America
Right.
as World War II. Like there are so many like cool missions that he did that like essentially changed the war for the way that they won. And it's just like it's always just done in like quick snapshots or like a montage scene and stuff like that. And it's like there's a lot of cool things you could do there for sure. Like even just like redo some of those old World War II like Medal of Honor games and just throw Captain America in there. You're good to go.
fuck yeah, dude. I mean, one of the most iconic comic book cover, I think it was covers of all time is just a image of Captain America punching the shit out of Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. It's fucking sweet. So, but I don't know, I'm very we'll say cautiously optimistic on this game because I mean Amy Hennig, we haven't gotten a game from her from a long time because EA canceled her Star Wars game because they just kill everything that's fun over at EA. That's all they do is just crush dreams. So, but I mean, just think about. I know you guys haven't really played it, but think about the phenomenon that Uncharted became, and she was the mastermind behind that. Like, think about a gameplay style kind of like that with Captain America and Black Panther, who have superpowers. That sounds dope as fuck, and I'm really excited to see what else they got coming. I think this game could be really incredible. So, hope for the future. I'm almost wondering if like they weren't ready to show off anything for this, but they were like, "Fuck, we don't have anything else to show." So just throw out this, put it together like a 40-second teaser, and send it out.
That's how I always feel with these cinematic trailers that are like, you get 15 seconds of cinematic trailer coming out this December, and I'm like, fuck, it is, yeah. Like you can't even. No one has seen gameplay, and it's coming out in like 4 months. Yeah, good luck with that.
I think Captain America and Black Panther were physically in that trailer for less than 3 seconds, probably, I would guess. Just like a quick shot of them standing in a hallway. I don't know. So that game's gonna be a ways off. But all right, that wraps up Disney. Unless there's some, I know I didn't put everything down because I was like, fuck, we don't have a whole episode just talk about Disney Marvel. But so there's some stuff I missed, but I think that was the bulk of it. So move on to number 3. Ubisoft Forward had a few Assassin's Creed announcements and not much else. First cinematic trailer for Mirage, some details on Assassin's Creed Infinity, and more on Mario plus Rabbids and Skull of Bones, which I think Skull of Bones is going to be the flop of the year. I just have a feeling it's going to be.
I hope not.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
It's not going to do well.
It's going to be bad. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go well. So again, just cinematic trailer for Mirage, and then they talked about how they're going back to basics, but that's all we got. They kind of talked about the future with Assassin's Creed Infinity, which is just there's not going to be like it'll be like a what's like Destiny style game where there's just new
Loot
updates
shooter.
and shit coming out all the time.
Oh,
Shooter.
I mean, that's what the type of game it is, but
yeah. I can't.
The model, I guess, behind
Yeah.
Destiny 2. Then what type
living
of
game
it is.
Yeah. So, and then they kind of teased after years and years and years of saying we're never going to make an Assassin's Creed in Japan, set in feudal Japan. There's going to be Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan. So, and they announced a mobile game for Assassin's Creed 2. I don't know, man. Justin, you got anything on this?
No, I mean the meme that Huff sent about them milking the dead cow was literally perfect for
Right.
Assassin's Creed. But I like I said on the last one, I think that was the last episode. I like the idea of them doing a shorter game, making it more stealth based. Because one of the biggest complaints that we had about Assassin's Creed was they were 150 hours long of doing the same type of fetch quest. So if you have a story that's more direct, now the kicker is it going to be a $60 or $70 game still or not?
The other kicker is it that actually what it is? Because we haven't seen it yet. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, if they can figure out a way to make or incorporate stealth combat into more, like somehow make it more actiony, but I don't know. I don't really care about Mario and Rabbids and the Skull and Bones. They have like Black Flag and even Origin Odyssey. They have fun ship type stuff. So I don't know. I just feel like they have things that they could be doing. So I don't know that I can.
I will say that the ship stuff in Odyssey and Black Flag was fun in very short bursts. Like
Right.
I cannot imagine playing a game where that's all you do, just over and over and over again. Which kind of sounds like that's what this is going to be. But Josh, what do you got?
It would be really hard for me to care any less, to be totally honest. I will make one comment, which is that every time people talk about this Skull and Bones, is they bring up Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but that came out nearly 10 years ago.
And it's still super good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, do any of the people who worked on that still exist at EA? It's been 10 years, which is like a lifetime in the game industry. So, like, I don't know that I would hold a ton of hope just because they did well, you know, back then, like 10 years ago. They released a game that had fun ship combat. I would be a little more skeptical personally. The only one that actually seemed interesting to me is I like the Mario Rabbit games. I have no intention of buying this, but they're fun. Also, I think at least the first one, maybe the second one too, music by Grant Kirkhope, who just super great from like Rare Days and whatever. So I enjoy those soundtracks just on YouTube. So if he's doing the soundtrack for this new one, then fuck yeah, I'll listen to that on YouTube. But
all right, fair enough. Adam, zero
fucks. Yeah.
I'm kind of with you, man. Like I know some people are hyped for new Assassin's Creed. I just unless they really sell me with a really good gameplay trailer and it's vastly different than past games. Like
Well, they're not going to do different. I mean, I feel like that's what we've been talking about like all night. Like Call of Duty is what it is because they don't do different stuff.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed is the same sort of thing. You're going to keep going with that formula and you're not going to divulge from it.
Like I feel if at any point it shows that I have to level up my hidden blade to kill higher level enemies, I'm fucking out. Like nope, I'm not going to do that shit. Not doing it. So yeah, I don't care, man. Like show me a gameplay trailer that really wows me, otherwise I'm fucking done with Ubisoft. So especially Assassin's Creed. They don't really got a lot going for them, which we'll kind of get into a little bit later with the listener question, but okay, so that wraps up news. I almost like honest to God text you guys to be like, hey, should we record Tuesday instead of Monday? Because we got a Nintendo Direct tomorrow morning and a Sony State of
PlayStation.
Play that
Yeah.
they just announced out of nowhere.
Yeah, I got an alert that said State of Play is happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
Like they just announced it. So I was
Oh,
like, what the fuck? But then the more I thought about it, I was like, fuck, we got enough to talk about anyways. If we add that shit to it too, this is gonna be a real long episode. So we're gonna be a little delayed talking about some of that stuff, obviously, because it happens the day after we record, of course. But we'll talk about that next week, probably.
I thought we're streaming gaming next week.
Yeah, we are. We'll talk about it at some
We can
point.
talk about it during.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we can talk about what we like, didn't like. So, conspiracy theory, we good to go?
Conspiracy theory.
Woo.
Bless you. Get that bad juju out of here before you get over here with your conspiracy.
She have allergies.
He asked if you have allergies.
Yes.
Yes.
I do too. I feel your pain.
Hopefully
Absolutely.
not allergic to
know you.
cats.
Yeah. Right.
Hello.
Oh, dudes.
Hello.
What up?
Ooh. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. What discovery proves that humans can feed off another person's energy?
Oh.
A. Alpha carrier waves. B. Plant eating algae. C. The secondary amygdala. Or D. Crystal psionics.
I'm going with A.
Go D.
Huff's D.
Definitely not the. I'm gonna go C.
I'm going C as well.
Yeah, I'm
even
going
though it's
C.
just sad, I'm going with Ryan, but I was thinking C.
Thanks, Dick.
I know
we'll
I'm
go
gonna
C.
lose now. Like I should switch up to D quick, but
Cam's going A with me.
Ooh, so 2 A's, 1 D, 2 C's.
It is B. Plant eating
What
algae.
the
what?
Are you
God
serious?
damn it! I felt really good about that one.
You guys should start elaborating on your answers. I feel.
None of us got that one.
Why we think
That
that?
sucks.
Yeah. It would be fun.
Why does that connect?
Plant.
Marissa wants us to start elaborating on our answers instead of
Okay.
just picking
Oh,
A, B,
yeah.
C, and D.
That's fair.
I
Why?
feel so. We went to the crystal store the other day, the three of us, and there's so many like mind altering, mind, like
For sure.
mood altering crystals that I'm like feeding off energy here. That's exactly what these are for. No, turns out algae. No idea.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Can I be honest? I picked C. I picked C because I was like, I don't want to do the same as Justin, and I don't want to do the same as Josh, and there's no fucking way it's the algae one, so that's why I went with C.
And you heard the cat. Subconsciously, you pick no.
Right.
Oh man.
Shit. All right, well, we did really good on that one, boys. Nicely done. Nicely done all around. All
Yeah,
right,
watch out for that bacteria.
there you go. Let's do some listener questions. I'm actually going to do Christian's first because he's a little more topical of what we were just talking about. So, hello, Christian.
What up, Christian?
Hello, Christian.
Christian says, "Hey, gents, what do you think the odds of Ubisoft being around another 5 to 10 years without going bankrupt or being acquired by another publisher? I just watched parts of Ubisoft Forward, and not a single thing got me excited. I just don't see them being around much longer." That's a really good question, Christian. I like it. Adam, we'll go to you first.
I mean, someone's gonna acquire them for their library and have the Assassin's Creed and own the rights to that, because, like we said, it's like Microsoft like owning the rights to Call of Duty or something. It's just to have it so no one else can do anything with it, if anything, and they'll just have that library. So, yeah, somebody's gonna acquire them because unless they come out with something original or maybe for some reason somehow like recreate the wheel that is Assassin's Creed and everyone's like, holy shit, well done, you like actually created an Elden Ring like Assassin's Creed, which I don't see that happening,
Right.
but you never know, it could. But
Yeah.
yeah, someone's gonna buy it up just to own the licensing rights for that.
Fair enough.
I mean, they could solve the problem of the shooter COD issue if they would ever fucking release X Defiant.
I forgot all about that. All about it.
Every single Friday, I get an insider invite to play, and it's from like 3 to 5 o'clock, and that's it. It's like, okay.
Is it technically alpha?
I don't know what it is, but
Okay.
it's literally every Friday from 3 to 5, and I get invited Thursday night. It's like, that is no good time to play the game.
Oh shit.
So
I
if
mean,
that's
maybe
an
that's
indication of Ubisoft, that's telling you they're doomed.
right. Right. That's fair. Um. So, well, Justin, do you think somebody's going to buy them or they'll go bankrupt, or do you think they're going to still be thriving?
I mean, they've lasted this long on sort of the same type of formula, if you will. Sorry. So I don't know that I imagine that they'll ever go bankrupt because people are going to keep buying their games. And watching a buddy in Discord on how he buys items for Valhalla, I can only imagine how many people also do
Oh
that.
God. Oh Jesus.
So when you think about all of the Assassin's Creed games, and I mean, people still
microtransaction.
play For Honor, and Rainbow Six still has a huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think that Ubisoft. I mean, at the very least, they could probably close down some studios or sell off some pieces and just keep a few of their IPs. But I mean, Far Cry will always sell. They could reuse the same map 7 different times with a different skin, and the same amount of people will buy it every time. So I mean, 5 to 10 years really isn't that long, I don't think. So I don't think they'll go anywhere in 5 to 10 years, honestly.
You don't think enough people will hit their breaking point with them, like I did? Like I did not buy Valhalla because I was like, I've had enough.
You
And
bought the
after
new Far
playing Far
Cry.
Cry 6, what's that?
You bought the new Far Cry. That was
I
like
was gonna
last
say
year.
after Far Cry 6, well, that's because I really enjoyed Far Cry 5. That's why I bought Far Cry 6. But then after playing Far Cry 6, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna buy 7 when it comes out. I don't. It was not good.
But
So
then 7's gonna come out, and Ryan's gonna be like, "Guys, I did a thing. I bought Far Cry 7."
they would have. I don't know, dude. I don't know what they'd have to do. But I've given up on Assassin's Creed. I mean, I can't be the only one. You know what I mean? Like, I've bought every Assassin's Creed game up to Valhalla, and then I stopped at Valhalla.
Do you
So
think you'll ever play Valhalla if it goes on sale or something? Because I've
no,
heard that it's fantastic.
it's gonna be just like Odyssey, man. I don't want 150 hours same fucking fetch quest over and over and over again. I don't want to play that. So
The drinking game, I've seen it. It looks pretty fun.
there you go. Well, Josh, where are you at with it?
I can't see them going bankrupt, honestly. They have too many popular IPs that people invest way too much money in. So I could see, even if they like decreased the number of total sales, I think they could still easily stay afloat. I mean, they've still got their own launcher, right? Like, are there games on Steam yet?
Yeah.
So like,
No.
Oh, we played Hyperscaping.
so if they got anywhere close to running out of money, then they could just not proprietarize their launcher. You know, you can only really do that when you have like fuck you money. And so, will they get bought? That is the more likely question to me. Just less about Ubisoft in particular and more about the consolidation of the game industry currently. Because, I mean, a lot of people do still buy the Assassin's Creed games. A lot of people still buy the Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy, whatever those games are that come out. Far Cry Far Cry sold a shit ton of copies.
I mean, what if they did a new Splinter Cell?
Then people have been asking for a new Splinter Cell for how many years?
I know, but I'm just saying if they
That'd
did
be
it.
great. I would love if they did a new Splinter Cell.
If they're looking at their books and they're like, oh shit, like things are looking bad in the near future, they of course would release a new Splinter Cell if they thought people would buy it, even if it even if they didn't make a shit ton of money of it, just because people would. So I don't see them going bankrupt. I could see them getting bought by like a Microsoft or a Sony in an attempt to gobble up the exclusives that will be whenever they release new games. But I mean, Assassin's Creed is one of the highest selling franchises of all time. So even if you dropped 5%, 10% every release, still a shit ton of people. And I don't know what their development costs look like, but I'm sure they are coming out ahead.
I feel like they have good games. Like, it's not like it's all bad. Siege is a very good game. I don't play it much because I'm real bad at it. Otherwise, I would play more. It's a solid shooter. It is a good game.
Right.
The Division, I love the Division games, 1 and 2. I enjoyed both of them. I know that enemies are bullet spongy and that turns some people off, but the environment, the story, I love the Division games. So Splinter Cell would sell bananas if they put out a new Splinter Cell game. Like, that would do very well. So Ubisoft has the ability to make good games. They're just not making good games right now. I mean, that's my opinion, obviously, but I don't know, man. Like, they're just not. It's the same shit over and over again. Even the first Ghost Recon game, Wildlands, wasn't that the first one? Or the newer model, open world. I think it was called Wildlands.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I like that game.
That was so much fun.
Breakpoint sucked dick, but Wildlands was a lot of fun.
See, I thought Breakpoint was fun. It was just sort of the Assassin's Creed syndrome that I felt like I just did this not that long ago.
Right, exactly. It was the same game over and over again. Only you didn't have a squad on this game.
I only played online, or I only played with like Dad and Cam.
Oh, you can have people?
Yeah, you could play with real people.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you had AI squad in the first one, which I enjoyed, but
the new one now has that.
Oh, they added it back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't launch with that, but yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. You have the ability to make good games. Just start making good games again. Like, and maybe they're making so much. Like, I think Justin brought up microtransactions. Maybe they're making so much money in microtransactions. They're just like, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna keep putting out the same game because fuck you. You guys keep buying it. So, but I think I agree. The much more likely scenario is they get bought versus going bankrupt. So, Microsoft is buying everything else. Why the fuck not? So. Or maybe Amazon takes a big swing. I don't know. There could be something going on. So you never know. All right. Thank you very much for the question. Christian, Pistol Pete's up next. Hello, Pistol Pete.
What up? What up, Pete? Can I?
Even Marissa does the guns.
I was going to interject really quick because I was Googling something at the last minute. Which was the revenue for microtransactions / live services, which Ubisoft calls PRI, which is player reoccurring investment, amounts to 218.2 million British pounds year over year, which is let's see, in American dollars, 221 million $200,250 a year.
Yeah, that's a fuck lot of money
year over year. So you have to fail spectacularly to throw that kind of money away.
Right.
Sorry, Pete. Did not mean to interrupt your pew-pews, but
we're back to you, Pete. Here we go. He says, "Hey guys, Just wondering, why do you think more classic games don't get ported to newer consoles? Seems like a fairly easy way to make money quickly, and yet companies are sitting on all of these classics and gaining nothing from them. How much money could Konami make by just putting the Metal Gear library or Silent Hill series on new consoles? No remaster or anything, just the games themselves would sell really well, I think. Interesting question from Pistol Pete. Thank you very much. Um, Josh, let's go to you first on this one.
Licensing,
Yep.
primarily, is the big issue.
100%.
That's what you saw. That's what you saw with like the Nintendo Classic consoles and the PlayStation Classic when they brought those back. There was games that you just should have been there that just weren't, and it was licensing. Sometimes with the original developer, whoever that might have been. A lot of times it's weirdly with music. So there's a bunch of games in which people have been trying to get the license for to like remaster, but they don't own the music anymore. So there's just like a whole bunch of games that are really hard to get remade or even re-released now because they would have to re-up all of the contracts on all of those things. That's very expensive. I would also say that although all of it is actionable, they could do it. They would have to release a very large catalog to make the emulation that your system would have to do work well. It's not like a quick, you just copy and paste your game into your new system and it works. You'd have to make like how the retro games in the Switch work is it's running its own emulator, like NES or N64 emulator, and then it's running like a ROM, just like you would do on your own computer for an emulator. And so they have to build that. Can they do it? Absolutely. They have the source code for all of those previous systems. They have probably a lot of the source code from the original games. They could absolutely do it, but unless they're going to release a large catalog of them, it doesn't necessarily make sense for them to do it like on a onesie twosie basis. Another example is, I think Alan Wake had a really fucking hard time getting remade because license agreements with the music specifically, and for the longest time, there was a beat 'em up game. It was a comic book and a movie. Beat 'em up game.
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, yeah.
No,
that's what I was thinking of. Because like movie, game, beat 'em up.
It'll come to me eventually. But it got taken off like the Microsoft Store like permanently for I think a few years because they lost the licensing agreement to the music and just couldn't publish it anymore. So it got taken down until they eventually figured that out. Yeah, it's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to look up what that game is.
And then on the cost side, a much smaller side, obviously the licensing's the biggest thing, but also you got to think a lot of these games, any games that come out now have to have an ESRB rating. When a lot of these games originally came out, ESRB wasn't a thing, so you then have to pay the ESRB to rate your games. So that's another added expense. So I think it's more expensive than you're thinking, Pistol Pete. Like I think that's really the answer.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Well,
there's some games
could be worth it. It could be worth it.
If it's going to sell bananas, like a ton, then yes.
Because like there are some games that if you make it, they will come. If you build it. I mean, I've bought Ocarina of Time on how many systems now? All of them. I every time they re-release Earthbound, it's not a remaster, it's just the game again. I'm an idiot, so I buy it the 9th time. Could I just plug in my Wii U and play it? Yes, but that I would rather play it on the Switch. And so
or play our like Famcom version or something like that.
yeah. And so
No, I'm not speed running it right now. No.
yes. So like there are games that absolutely are worth the amount of licensing issues to like work through, but most of those games have already been released. We're talking about like the already remastered, already re-released, already. It's all of the games that haven't done that are probably not worth the amount of money and time it would take.
Fair enough. Justin, you got anything to add?
The only thing I was gonna say is that, like, you had messaged me this morning about those games from Blast from the Past, and I was looking at them, and like, whenever I watch a speed run, I skim through it, but every single one is like an hour. Like those games back in the day were hard, but they were short.
Right.
So, and the fact that there are so many people that have speed run it and figured everything out, it's like, what would they charge to make it worth it? And then would people be pissed off that they're paying?
Games like those, you'd almost have to put on like the subscription service. They would have to be part of that.
Yeah. But then at that point, would they? I don't know. I'm just not sure if it makes financial sense. Like what you guys mentioned, you got to pay for the ratings, you have to pay to remake them, all the graphics, art, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were to remake it and then add to it, add some levels in between, or make a expansion that just comes along with it, or something, then maybe. But I just don't know that half of those games. Plus, a lot of those games worked because of the shitty graphics and the controls of the time. Like, I don't know if they would all work the same if you just did a straight new port.
I don't know. I think newer games have proven that it doesn't really matter with the graphics as long as the gameplay is good and like have halfway decent story. I mean, there's plenty of new games that have come out that are like shitty pixel graphics and they're amazing little indie games on Steam. So I don't know.
I think another part is too, like, are these games as good as we remember? Is nostalgia playing such a huge part?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Frequently,
Like,
they're
what
not
if?
that good.
Yeah, right. Like so I kind of talked about it. He was my pick of the week a while ago. His name's Retro Thunder. He runs a TikTok channel and just plays like classic NES and SNES games. And he had two games on recently that Justin and I played when we were kids called Rocky Rodent and Super Chase HQ. Super Chase HQ, the more ridiculous of the two games. If you remember, Justin, in that game, you played a cop who drove a sports car, and the object of the game was to catch up to the person you were chasing and ram into the back of their car until you totaled both their car and yours. Like that was the point of the game. So, but we played the hell out of it. We played a lot of it. So, but like those kind of things, those two games, like stuff like that would have to be part of a subscription model. I don't think anybody would buy. But like Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, like some of these huge games, I think could be standalone. Like I think you could make your money back even if you paid all the licensing. If legally you could figure it all out, I think that kind of shit would be worth it. So, um, yeah, I don't know. That's where I stand on it. But yeah, PSP is probably just a little more expensive than you're thinking it is, and more of a headache probably too. Um, so yeah. Lastly, Adam, probably not our Adam, writes in. Hi, Adam.
What
What up, Adam?
Adam says, if you could bring Chris Farley, John Candy, or Jim Belushi back from the dead to make another movie, who would you pick and why? Ooh, Adam, we'll go to you first on this one.
John Candy.
It's a solid choice, sir. Now
he can do just so much more with his acting, and he's such a wholesome guy, and I think that's what we need these days. And like Chris Farley and John Belushi are very much more the crude kind of partiers and stuff like that. We need a wholesome John Candy movie in our lives.
Right. Very nice. Now, did you struggle a little bit, or was it an obvious choice for you? Okay.
Yeah, like immediately, it was like John Candy.
Fair enough.
So all the movies he's in, even like movies where he's not even a main character, like a cameo or stuff like that, which is a lot of his movies. He's kind of the cameo sort of character, but he just is great.
Right. Yes, he is. Uncle Buck.
It's so many good ones. Like I always wanted a movie of his character from Home Alone, where he's like the polka guy. Like I wanted that movie of him just like going around like playing polka at ridiculous places, thinking he's just amazing, like talking to random people. He's like, "Hey, have you heard our song Polka Polka Polka?" Like
yeah.
I think that character would have been awesome. Like that
Hell
movie.
That's cool. Very nice. Josh, what do you got?
I am going to do the same, actually. Just like planes, trains, and automobiles, and Spaceballs, and like I think Adam, you said that the like range in his acting is quite a bit larger. And I love Chris Farley. I loved Chris Farley. Definitely would be up there in the picks, but he also made a lot of really not great movies.
He also just played the same character over and over and over again.
Yeah. And so like some of them are just amazing. Like you cannot replace those movies. But I think if we're gonna make new movies with them, John Candy, it just is my obvious choice.
Okay.
You know what's crazy though? Chris Farley was 33 when he passed.
That's so nuts.
And I'm 34. So I'm now older than...
Isn't that weird? Justin, who are you picking?
I picked Jim Belushi.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because of Animal House?
I mean, that's one of. There's more movies that I could think of. Like John Candy, the only ones that I could really think of was like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
By the way, I just Googled it because something just occurred to me. Jim Belushi's alive. John Belushi died. Because I was like, I'm pretty...
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's John Belushi. Sorry,
yeah,
Adam.
From I assumed you were talking about John Belushi.
Yeah, you got your Belushis wrong. John Belushi's dead. Because I was like, wasn't there a show with Jim Belushi called According to Jim that was out? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's John Belushi.
Yeah, are they
from
related?
Old SNL,
They're
Animal
brothers,
House, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Animal House, yeah.
Now that I know this,
well, that
still
changes
same
everything.
answer. Same answer.
Wait, is Jim Belushi's not dead? Is he?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, his Wikipedia still has him alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you changing to John Belushi, Justin? Blues Brothers?
No.
Yeah. OG, Blues Brothers, Animal House. SNL
What were you picking
stuff,
Jim
like
Belushi for?
Right.
I just like him and stuff.
I could name a single. I'm looking at his catalog and still have no idea who the fuck Jim
According
Belushi
to
is.
Jim was a good show. I remember we watched that when we were younger.
Yeah, according to Jim, he's in Twin Peaks, Adam.
What the fuck character was he in?
But anyway, is that who you're picking, Justin? I missed it. Sorry.
Well, then I'd probably go John Candy. I'm not gonna lie, I was never a huge Chris Farley fan. I didn't think that he was that funny. It was the same role over and over and over again, and it's just obnoxious to me.
But it's hilarious. I'm also going John Candy though. You have to. And it's really because of the reason Adam gave. We need a wholesome John Candy. That's what we need right now. That's what the world needs to heal.
I mean, even when it is his darkest times, he was putting weights in a fucking bobsled.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's like, look out!
Oh shit!
I forgot he was in that movie.
Cool Runnings,
yeah.
man. He's so good in that movie. It's so good. And that's like his seedy side. It's like that character, and it's like it's still a pretty good movie.
But then he could do like, did he do a ton of drama? Not a ton of drama, but like he had moments like Plane, Trains, and Automobiles when he gave that speech.
He can be a serious character. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I like me. My wife likes me, or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
and you're like, oh shit.
That's a classic scene. Fuck yeah. So John Candy.
Canadian Bacon. He's so good in that movie. That was his last movie, and unfortunately, but but that movie is super good.
Hell yeah. Wasn't that Rick Moranis too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Other quality '90s actor.
There you go. Very nice.
He's
Well, thank you very much for the question. Wait, sorry, Josh.
Rick Moranis. He's from like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has like the most wholesome reason for quitting acting. I don't know if you
Yes,
all
he
have heard
does.
that story, but
His wife died, right?
yeah, and so he's like, "Oh shit, like I need to spend more time with my kids." Like, and so he just like quit to be a dad, and that's fucking dope.
And then he was in a Mint Mobile commercial with Ryan Reynolds not too long ago, right?
He also got
been.
like
I have seen that. Yeah.
randomly punched in a subway station 2 years
dude, some
ago.
guy beat the fuck out of him.
Who punches fucking yeah? Fuck that. Whoever was, fuck him.
Yeah, right.
But
Fuck that guy. All right, well, thank you very much for the question, Adam. We do appreciate it. All right, boys, we're almost done. We'll do a quick pick of the week, then we'll get out of here. I got mine out of the way. Immortality. Everybody go fucking play it. But we'll get yours knocked out. Adam, why don't you go first?
YouTube channel, The Samurai Carpenter. I've been getting into woodworking at the new house because I want to be doing some furniture and some other things, and it's a guy that I've watched for years before, but kind of forgot. And yeah, entertaining. Kind of like on the almost like ASMR level of just like watching a dude make some stuff, and it's entertaining. So
does he exclusively use a samurai sword as a tool?
No, but he does a lot of like Japanese carpentry.
Oh, nice.
So that's kind of like what it is. So it's a lot of like joinery and like not using screws and nails and shit like that. So
nice. Okay. All right. Very cool. Josh.
So about a game, we talked about it before the podcast, but Gaslands. But I haven't actually played this yet, so it cannot be my pick of the week. But I've been watching a ton of YouTube videos of how to plays, battle reports of like two people against each other. But one of the channels that I did find in my research of this is YouTube channel Bill Making Stuff. And it's right up my alley from like Craftsman or Studson Studios or any of like the diorama stuff like Luke Towen or whatever that I've recommended in the past. He just kind of makes stuff out of things that he has on hand, and his writing and his editing like are just really funny. And I like the things that he makes. They tend to be all like rusty piece of shit, like gross looking things, which I always enjoy. They're all painted to look bad, not actually bad. But yeah, Bill Making Stuff. Very funny, interesting.
Cool. Nice. All right. Cool. Justin.
I was going to pick The Sinner, which Marissa and I are watching it on Netflix.
Okay.
But it looks like it was originally or is still on USA. But it's produced by Jessica Biel. She's in the first season, but the kind of tagline is anthology series that examines how and why ordinary people commit brutal crimes.
I think Constance watched that.
We watched the first season, and in the first like 20 minutes, the character brutally murders someone on the beach in front of everyone. Like, you know exactly what the crime is, and then the rest of the season is figuring out the why.
Oh.
And then in the second season, a kid does. I'll just say the kid is the murderer, and again, first 20 minutes you know the crime, but then it's digging into the why. And the first season was an absolute fucking wild ride.
Wasn't involved a hammer? Killed somebody with a hammer?
No one died with a hammer. Someone did get hit in the head with a hammer, but that wasn't until like the second to the last episode that you find that out.
I feel like I walked in on Constance watching it and I saw that happen. So okay.
Bill Pullman is the main detective across all
Who also is in Spaceballs, so we've made full circle.
Yeah, they go full circle. I like it.
But yeah, it's if you're into that sort of thing, I think it's worth watching. It's like legit a wild fucking ride.
Nice. Cool. All right, fair enough. All right, boys, that wraps it up. if you're listening to this after the fact, make sure to check us out on Twitch every Monday, 6:30 p.m. We're going to be doing some streaming next week. Maybe some TMNT. We'll talk about a little more. So we're going to stream some stuff. Maybe talk briefly about the state of play and the Nintendo Direct if there's anything interesting in there tomorrow. Sony's, I feel like, might be something big, because why the last second announcement? So we'll see what that's all about tomorrow.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if someone was about to leak something and they wanted to get in front of it.
Right, that could very well be. So there might be a big announcement there. We'll see. So, but yeah, make sure to check us out on Twitch. Also, we want to read your listener questions again. Nerdanitycrisis@gmail.com. Send them on in. We want to read them. We need some new blood. Not that our current people are bad, but we need some new blood. So, and also, after the fact, check us out on YouTube. youtube.com/nerdanitycrisis. We post everything we talk about in episode format on there afterwards, or Josh does at least. And then if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, just check us out on any podcast platform of your choice. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We very much appreciate it. Bye, Twitch. Bye.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye.